For most couples, the wedding night is a time of intimacy and celebration of their new union. But in Amish communities, it's far from the romanticized notion many outsiders might imagine. Instead of retreating to a private honeymoon suite, newlyweds often spend their first night together in the bride's childhood home, sometimes with family members nearby. There are many more strange customs for Amish newlyweds. Watch this video until the end to know more about them. First, the bedroom in an Amish home embodies principles of simplicity. There is a deliberate lack of decorative elements, flashy furnishings, or anything considered excessive. It is a space where functionality, tranquility, and quietude take precedence. Amish bedrooms are designed to be calm, restful environments that promote reflection, prayer, and rest. While this style may seem minimalist, it does not mean that the space is void of warmth or charm. The bedroom is clean, orderly, and practical, yet it retains a certain homeliness that makes it inviting and comfortable. One of the most striking features of an Amish bedroom is its lack of clutter. The Amish are known for their meticulous tidiness and the organization of their living spaces. There is no room for anything that doesn't serve a purpose, and the bedroom is no exception. Despite this, Amish bedrooms are not sparsely furnished or bare. The furniture is simple, handcrafted from wood, typically with a focus on utility rather than decoration. Amish furniture, especially in the bedroom, is known for its quality craftsmanship, with sturdy beds, dressers, and wardrobes that may not be adorned with intricate carvings, but are built to last for generations. The bed is often the focal point of the room, and while it may not feature fancy headboards or extravagant bedding, it is always neat and comfortable. Homemade bed linens, often sewn by hand, bring a touch of beauty to the otherwise simple setting. These linens are typically made from durable fabrics, like cotton or linen, reflecting the Amish preference for practical materials that can withstand regular use. The sheets, pillowcases, and blankets are often in neutral tones, with simple patterns or solid colors, contributing to the peaceful atmosphere of the room. In addition to the bed, other pieces of furniture, such as wooden wardrobes or dressers, are common. These pieces are typically handcrafted, reflecting Amish woodworking traditions passed down through generations. The furniture may be plain, with a focus on function rather than ornate designs, but it's built to endure, often using sturdy hardwoods like oak, maple, or cherry. Amish women are particularly skilled in the art of weaving rustic wicker baskets, which are often used for storage in bedrooms. These hand-woven baskets, whether they are large baskets for clothes or smaller ones for accessories or toiletries, are both practical and charming. While storage is a priority in an Amish bedroom, it is done in a way that doesn't overpower the space. The baskets may be placed on shelves or in closets, providing convenient storage without disrupting the clean and orderly atmosphere. Amish households often incorporate a variety of hand-woven baskets into their living spaces. These baskets can serve a variety of functions, from holding laundry to storing small personal items. They might even hold something as specific as a sewing kit, an essential in the Amish community where many skills are learned and practiced by hand. A particularly beloved item that reflects the Amish way of life is the rustic bread box. In Amish kitchens, these bread boxes are used to store homemade bread and other baked goods, keeping them fresh in a simple, effective manner. It's a small item that might seem insignificant, but it speaks to the Amish commitment to practicality and sustainability. The same principle can be applied to many other Amish crafted items that are both useful and aesthetically pleasing, like baskets or wooden kitchenware. These objects are made by hand, with care and attention to detail, and are often available for purchase from Amish communities, giving people a chance to bring a touch of rustic charm into their own homes. Though the bedroom may not be filled with ornamental decorations, there is a distinct beauty in the simplicity of Amish craftsmanship. The rustic, hand-woven baskets are not just functional. They also imbue the space with a sense of old-world charm. These baskets can be used to hold anything from toiletries to laundry, and they fit seamlessly into the Amish aesthetic, offering a way to store and organize without the need for flashy, mass-produced containers. The Amish are also known for creating baskets that serve purposes beyond the home. For example, the rattan dog baskets are a thoughtful creation, providing a cozy place for pets to rest. These baskets, like their larger counterparts, are handmade and represent the same blend of utility and aesthetic value. Similarly, baskets for bicycles, such as the front basket, reflect the Amish desire to blend simplicity with functionality. These baskets are perfect for those weekend rides to the farmer's market, embodying the community's deep connection to nature and a lifestyle that values sustainability and practicality. Next are bedroom rules. One of the most fascinating and somewhat enigmatic aspects of Amish courtship is the practice of bundling, a tradition that involves young couples spending the night together in bed during the courtship period. Despite its peculiar nature, bundling has been a part of Amish culture for centuries and continues to be practiced in certain conservative Amish communities, particularly among the Old Order Amish. Although this practice may seem odd or even contradictory to modern sensibilities, it is deeply embedded in the Amish way of life, guided by a complex set of religious, cultural, and moral beliefs that shape how relationships are formed and maintained within the community. The concept of bundling is rooted in Amish views on courtship and marriage. For the Amish, marriage is a sacred institution that should be entered into with careful consideration, prayer, and adherence to tradition. Courtship is therefore a structured and purposeful process, aimed at determining whether a young couple is well suited for marriage. The practice of bundling allows couples to spend extended time together in the same space, often in the same bed, without engaging in physical intimacy. The idea is to allow the couple to bond emotionally, develop a deeper connection, and assess compatibility, all while adhering to the strict Amish rules regarding chastity and modesty. The key element of bundling is that the couple must remain fully clothed throughout the night. While this may sound uncomfortable or awkward to outsiders, it is seen as a way to maintain the integrity of the courtship while still allowing for the emotional closeness that comes with spending time together in such an intimate setting. The practice is often carried out in the presence of family or within a larger community setting, ensuring that the boundaries of the courtship are respected and that no physical temptation can arise. In fact, to further ensure that the couple does not cross any physical boundaries, a wooden board may be placed between them in the bed. This simple but effective measure physically separates the couple, reinforcing the strict Amish prohibition on premarital sex. The use of the wooden board is a symbolic and practical reminder of the separation between the couple's physical and emotional connection. It serves to ensure that while the couple may share the same space, they remain bound by the values of modesty, respect, and self-control that are fundamental to the Amish lifestyle. The board also helps reinforce the importance of restraint during courtship and allows couples to focus on building a meaningful relationship without the distractions of physical attraction or desire. In Amish communities, the practice of bundling is governed by the Ordnung, a book of rules and guidelines that dictates all aspects of life, from religious observance to daily conduct. The Ordnung strictly forbids any form of premarital sexual activity, and any couple found violating this rule would face serious consequences within the community. As a result, bundling is a highly controlled practice, ensuring that the couple's physical boundaries are respected and that their commitment to chastity is upheld. Amish couples are taught from an early age that maintaining sexual purity is essential not only for their spiritual well-being, but also for the health and integrity of their community. This is why bundling, despite its seemingly unusual nature, is considered an appropriate and acceptable practice within certain Amish groups. The rules around bundling are strict and are not merely about physical separation. The Amish community takes great care to ensure that the courtship process follows a set of prescribed steps, all of which are designed to promote a successful marriage built on mutual respect, shared values, and spiritual alignment. Bundling allows couples to spend time together without violating the principles of modesty and chastity, but it is only one part of a much larger and highly regulated courtship process. In the old order Amish communities where bundling is still practiced, it is not unusual for the couple to be chaperoned during their courtship. This ensures that the young couple does not have the opportunity to engage in inappropriate behavior, as Amish courtships are closely monitored by family members, church leaders, and the community at large. In fact, courtship rituals in the Amish world can often seem very formal and ritualistic, with carefully defined steps that must be followed. Bundling, therefore, is not a casual practice, but a deliberate, structured part of the courtship process, intended to maintain the moral integrity of the individuals involved while fostering a deeper emotional connection. Although bundling is most commonly associated with the Old Order Amish, it is not universally practiced among all Amish communities. The Amish are divided into various subgroups, each with its own interpretation of the ordnung and its own approach to courtship. The more conservative factions, such as the Old Order Amish, tend to adhere more strictly to the practice of bundling, while other, slightly less conservative Amish groups may have more relaxed courtship customs. In these communities, bundling may be either uncommon or non-existent, as the courtship process itself may be less formal and more flexible. For many Amish couples, the act of bundling is an important part of determining whether they are ready to marry. Although they are not permitted to engage in physical expressions of affection, bundling allows them to experience emotional closeness and understand each other's values and beliefs. The opportunity to talk freely through the night encourages the couple to share their thoughts, feelings, and dreams in an environment where they can be heard without the distractions of modern life. The practice enables couples to bond over shared experiences and provides them with an opportunity to evaluate their compatibility before making the significant decision to marry. Interestingly, bundling encourages a different kind of intimacy than what might be traditionally associated with courtship or romantic relationships. While modern dating often centers around physical attraction, spending time together in a secluded space or on romantic outings, bundling encourages couples to focus on communication, emotional connection, and mutual understanding. It's about learning to appreciate each other's thoughts, personalities, and spiritual compatibility, rather than just shared physical chemistry. In this sense, bundling is not a practice that seeks to stifle romance, but one that prioritizes a deep, lasting connection that transcends the physical realm. Bundling can only occur when both individuals in the relationship have already decided that they see each other as potential life partners. It is not something that happens casually or without intention. Couples who engage in bundling are generally already committed to the idea of marriage and are using the opportunity to see if they can build a lasting, loving relationship. If the relationship does not develop further, the couple would typically part ways, understanding that the bond they shared during bundling was not enough to lead to a lifetime commitment. In many modern societies, the wedding night holds a special place in the hearts of newlyweds, marking the start of their life together as a married couple. For some, it is their first night of physical intimacy, symbolizing the beginning of a shared life. Typically, it is followed by a romantic getaway to an exotic destination, known as a honeymoon, where the couple can enjoy private time together, often away from the bustle of everyday life. However, for the Amish, the wedding night and the days that follow are much different, more structured, communal, and focused on family and tradition rather than individual indulgence. For the Amish, the wedding night is not an isolated or private event. In contrast to modern practices where newlyweds may retreat to a hotel or a secluded location to celebrate their union, the Amish spend their wedding night in the home of either the bride's or the groom's parents. This communal living arrangement is consistent with Amish values of simplicity, family unity, and the importance of maintaining close relationships with the wider community. The newlyweds do not embark on a honeymoon trip. Instead, their focus is on continuing to be an active part of the family and community, even on the most important day of their lives. One of the most noticeable differences between the Amish wedding night and that of more mainstream cultures is the absence of the honeymoon tradition. While many couples look forward to the opportunity to travel together, relax, and enjoy each other's company in a private, secluded setting, the Amish view such an indulgence as unnecessary and even wasteful. The idea of escaping to a far-off destination for a honeymoon is foreign to the Amish, who prefer to remain close to home and embrace the communal lifestyle that is central to their faith. They are far more likely to spend their wedding night in the comfort of a familiar environment, surrounded by family, and, in some cases, in the same home where they grew up. Additionally, the Amish wedding night is just the beginning of the newlyweds' integration into the life of the community as a married couple. After the wedding ceremony, there are no extended periods of relaxation or private time for the couple to enjoy. In fact, the newlyweds are expected to rise early the morning after their wedding and participate in the cleanup and chores associated with the wedding festivities. There is no time for sleeping in or lazing about the next morning, as the couple is expected to contribute to the community by helping with the aftermath of the celebration. This responsibility is a reflection of the Amish commitment to hard work, humility, and service to others, which are core values within their culture. In addition, in Amish communities, the practice of newlyweds living with the bride's parents after marriage is deeply rooted in practicality, tradition, and community support. Unlike in mainstream society, where young adults often leave their parents' homes to pursue higher education, careers, or independent living, Amish youth typically remain at home until they are baptized and decide to marry. This creates a unique cultural context in which neither the bride nor the groom has established their own home prior to marriage, making the temporary arrangement with the bride's family a logical and necessary step. The primary reason newlyweds live with the bride's parents is practical. They do not yet have a home of their own. In the Amish tradition, young adults remain part of their parents' household until they take significant life steps, such as baptism or marriage. They do not venture out to live independently or pursue higher education, as their focus remains on family, faith, and community life. Building a home in Amish communities is a communal effort, requiring time, resources, and collective labor. Once the couple is married, the community comes together to construct or prepare a new home for them. This process can take weeks or even months, depending on the circumstances. During this time, the bride and groom stay in the bride's family home, allowing them to remain within the community while their permanent home is being prepared. This arrangement ensures that the newlyweds have a safe and supportive environment during the transition into married life. Living with the bride's parents also provides an opportunity for the young couple to gain valuable experience in managing a household. Amish people tend to marry at a relatively young age, and with marriage comes significant responsibilities. Sharing a home with the bride's parents allows the couple to observe and learn how to run a household, manage daily chores, and work together as a team. This period of adjustment is seen as an important step in preparing them for the demands of family life and the responsibilities of maintaining their own home once it is ready. Another reason for this arrangement is the emphasis the Amish place on strong family ties and intergenerational support. In Amish culture, family is the cornerstone of community life, and living arrangements often reflect this value. By staying with the bride's parents, the newlyweds remain connected to their extended family, benefiting from their guidance and wisdom as they navigate the early stages of marriage. This period also strengthens the bond between the groom and his in-laws, fostering a sense of unity and mutual support within the family. The bride's family home provides the couple with a stable environment in which to begin their married life, free from the pressures of financial independence or the immediate need to set up a new household. Unlike in many modern cultures, where newlyweds may be expected to establish their own home and take on financial burdens immediately after marriage, the Amish approach allows for a more gradual transition. This reflects the community's emphasis on collective responsibility and mutual assistance, ensuring that the couple starts their life together on a solid foundation. While the newlyweds are living with the bride's parents, they continue to contribute to the household through work and shared responsibilities. This not only eases the burden on the bride's family, but also reinforces the values of cooperation and hard work that are central to Amish life. It is understood that everyone in the household has a role to play, and the newlyweds are no exception. They actively participate in daily chores, farm work, and other activities, helping to maintain the household while also learning valuable skills they will need in their future home. The time spent in the bride's family home also allows the community to fully support the couple's transition into married life. Amish communities are known for their strong sense of togetherness, and this extends to helping newlyweds establish their place within the community. By living with the bride's parents, the couple remains physically and socially integrated into the community, maintaining their relationships and responsibilities while their new home is being prepared. Once their home is ready, the couple moves in and begins their life together in earnest. This marks the true start of their independent journey as a married couple, but even then, they remain closely connected to their families and the wider community. The temporary arrangement with the bride's parents is not seen as a limitation, but as an essential part of the marriage process, providing the couple with a strong foundation for their future together. In Amish culture, the dynamics between husband and wife are deeply rooted in tradition, faith, and the patriarchal values inherited from their ancestors. These dynamics are influenced by the Ordnung, the set of unwritten rules that guide every aspect of Amish life, and by their interpretation of biblical teachings. While such roles may seem antiquated to modern non-Amish sensibilities, they are a cornerstone of Amish life, reflecting a worldview that prioritizes order, modesty, and discipline. Amish women are regarded as the caregivers of the family and community, a role that encompasses significant responsibilities. They are tasked with managing the household, raising children, and ensuring that the home runs smoothly. The emphasis on modesty is central to their role. Amish women dress plainly, wearing long dresses and bonnets that reflect humility and a rejection of vanity. Their clothing, demeanor, and behavior are all guided by the need to avoid drawing attention to themselves and to maintain the community's standards of discipline and simplicity. Subservience to their husbands is another expectation placed on Amish women, a concept that is often misunderstood outside of the community. While this subservience may appear to undermine women's autonomy, it is framed within the Amish faith as part of the divine order. The Bible is a significant source of guidance for the Amish, and their interpretation of Scripture supports a patriarchal structure in which the husband is the head of the household. This does not mean that women's contributions are undervalued. Rather, their role is seen as complementary to that of their husbands. Amish women are the emotional and spiritual anchors of the family, providing support, nurturing, and stability. On the other hand, Amish men are viewed as the providers and leaders within the family. They are expected to take responsibility for the financial and physical well-being of their household. Amish men often work in agriculture, carpentry, or other trades, earning the income that sustains their family and community. Their role as head of the household extends beyond material provision. They are also seen as spiritual leaders who must ensure that their family adheres to the values and principles of the Amish faith. The relationship between husband and wife is one of mutual obligation, with each partner fulfilling roles that are distinct but equally valued within the community. For example, while the husband is responsible for providing for the family's needs, he must also care for and respect his wife and children. The Amish believe that a husband's authority is not a license for domination, but a mandate to serve his family with love, humility, and diligence. Similarly, A wife's subservience is not seen as a sign of weakness, but as a demonstration of her commitment to the family and to God's plan. The family unit operates on a strict schedule, and this is reflected in the daily routines of Amish life. Amish families typically wake early in the morning to begin their work, whether it involves farming, household chores, or other responsibilities. Evenings are reserved for family meals, prayer, and quiet activities. Amish people tend to go to bed early, often by 9 or 10 p.m., to ensure they are well rested for the following day. This rhythm of life reflects their commitment to discipline and productivity, with each family member contributing to the collective good. While the roles of Amish husbands and wives may seem traditional, they are not without nuance. The division of labor is rooted in practicality and faith, ensuring that every aspect of family and community life is cared for. Amish women, while expected to be modest and subservient, wield significant influence within their families through their roles as caregivers and homemakers. Similarly, Amish men, while regarded as heads of households, carry the weight of providing for and protecting their families, a responsibility that demands hard work and dedication. In Amish communities, large families are not only common, but are actively encouraged and celebrated as blessings from God. This belief is deeply rooted in the Amish interpretation of Scripture and their commitment to living a life of simplicity and adherence to biblical principles. Their approach to family size is shaped by their religious convictions, cultural practices, and lifestyle choices, all of which prioritize the value of children and the strength of the family unit. One of the key factors contributing to large families among the Amish is the prohibition of contraception. The Amish believe that the use of birth control interferes with God's will and natural order. They view children as gifts from God, and it is seen as a spiritual responsibility to accept as many children as God provides. For the Amish, the act of procreation is not only a natural part of marriage, but also a way to fulfill their role in God's plan for humanity. Another contributing factor is the young age at which Amish couples typically marry. Amish youth often marry in their early 20s or even late teens, which allows for a longer window of childbearing years. This, combined with the lack of birth control, often results in families with 6, 8, or even more children. Large families are a hallmark of Amish life, with many households bustling with activity and siblings playing, working, and learning together. The Amish place a high value on children, viewing them as a source of joy, labor, and continuity for the community. In a culture that emphasizes self-sufficiency, children are seen as contributors to the family's livelihood. From an early age, Amish children are involved in chores and responsibilities, helping to maintain the household and farm. This sense of shared purpose fosters strong family bonds and prepares children for their future roles within the community. Large families also serve as a means of preserving Amish culture and ensuring the survival of their way of life. The Amish have chosen to live separately from the mainstream world, creating close-knit, self-contained communities. In such an environment, a growing population is essential for maintaining their traditions, supporting their communal economy, and ensuring that their values and beliefs are passed on to future generations. Each child represents a new link in the chain of Amish heritage, contributing to the strength and longevity of their society. Despite the close-knit nature of Amish settlements, the community is aware of the potential challenges posed by intermarriage within a relatively small population. Over time, the isolation of Amish communities has resulted in a high degree of kinship among members, with many individuals related to one another to some extent. To mitigate the genetic risks associated with such relationships, the Amish adhere to strict rules that prohibit marriage between first cousins. This guideline helps to limit the likelihood of inherited health conditions and ensures that the community remains healthy and viable. The Amish have also developed informal practices to further minimize genetic issues. Marriages between individuals from different Amish settlements are encouraged, as this introduces genetic diversity into the population. Although travel between settlements can be challenging, especially for those who rely on horse-drawn buggies, the Amish are willing to make the effort to facilitate marriages that strengthen the genetic health of their communities. In addition to these practical measures, the Amish rely on their faith and mutual support to navigate the challenges of large families and close community ties. Their emphasis on shared responsibility and cooperation ensures that every family has the resources and support it needs to thrive. For example, when a family welcomes a new baby, neighbors and relatives often pitch in to help with chores or provide meals, easing the burden on the parents and fostering a sense of unity. Families with many children are a common sight in Amish settlements, often with as many as 10 or more children in one household. This is a natural outcome of the Amish rejection of contraception and their emphasis on procreation as part of their religious beliefs. Large families are seen as a way to strengthen their communities and ensure the continuation of their faith and culture. With such large households, daily chores, particularly laundry, are a significant undertaking. Laundry is an especially labor-intensive task, as Amish households often have young children who inevitably generate a substantial amount of dirty clothes. Despite the workload, the Amish maintain their principle of simplicity by avoiding modern conveniences like electric washing machines. Instead, they rely on older methods and tools to complete the task. Some Amish still use traditional washboards, a laborious process requiring scrubbing clothes by hand. Others utilize more modern but still non-electric alternatives, such as 1950s-era wringer washers. These washers are powered by diesel generators rather than being connected to the electric grid, aligning with the Amish principle of avoiding direct reliance on modern utilities. This method allows for greater independence while still easing the physical burden of washing clothes compared to entirely manual methods. Laundry in Amish households doesn't end with washing. Drying is an equally significant part of the process, one that remains untouched by modern conveniences like electric dryers. Staying true to their values of simplicity and self-reliance, the Amish rely on traditional methods for drying clothes, much like their ancestors did before the invention of the tumble dryer in the 1930s. This approach not only aligns with their lifestyle, but also demonstrates their resourcefulness in making the most of available resources. For the Amish, clotheslines are the most common and effective solution for drying laundry. These lines are typically strung outdoors, where clothes are hung to dry in the fresh air. This method is straightforward, yet highly effective, relying on natural sunlight and breezes to dry garments. Clotheslines are often installed in backyards, stretching between poles, trees, or buildings, and are a familiar sight in Amish communities. They not only serve a functional purpose, but also symbolize the Amish dedication to living a life that is connected to nature and devoid of unnecessary technological intervention. In many cases, a simple T-line, a single length of rope or wire strung between two fixed points, is sufficient for drying a household's laundry. However, larger Amish families, often with a dozen or more people, require more extensive setups to accommodate the significant volume of clothing and linens they wash daily. For such households, innovation comes into play. Some Amish families employ more complex clothesline systems to maximize efficiency and address space constraints. For example, an Amish man designed a creative spool-based system that allows a clothesline to be extended from the house to a tree, barn, or other distant structure. This mechanism enables the family to hang a longer line of clothing without requiring additional poles or supports, making it an ideal solution for households with limited yard space. The line can be reeled back in once the clothes have dried, simplifying the process of retrieving laundry. Drying laundry during winter months or inclement weather presents additional challenges. When snow, rain, or freezing temperatures make outdoor drying impractical, the Amish turn to sheltered spaces to ensure their clothes can still dry properly. Overhangs, porches, or specially constructed covered areas near the home serve as makeshift drying stations. These sheltered spaces are designed to protect laundry from the elements while allowing for airflow to facilitate drying. Some families even string clotheslines inside their homes during particularly harsh weather, ensuring that their daily routines remain uninterrupted. This reliance on traditional drying methods is not merely a matter of practicality, but also a reflection of Amish values. By choosing clotheslines over electric dryers, the Amish reaffirm their commitment to avoiding modern technology that could lead to dependency on external power sources. Additionally, these methods encourage a closer relationship with the rhythms of nature, as drying laundry outdoors depends on favorable weather conditions and the patience to wait for clothes to dry naturally. The simplicity of using clotheslines also has practical benefits that align with the Amish emphasis on frugality and sustainability. Drying laundry in the sun and air costs nothing and reduces wear and tear on clothing, as there is no exposure to the high heat of a tumble dryer. It also eliminates the need for additional energy consumption, further reinforcing the Amish value of self-sufficiency and environmental stewardship. In addition to their unique approach to laundry appliances, the Amish also demonstrate resourcefulness in their choice of cleaning agents. While some Amish use commercial detergents, others prefer to make their own soap, often using traditional lye-based recipes. This practice not only aligns with their values of self-reliance and simplicity, but also allows them to control the ingredients and ensure the product aligns with their needs and values. The principle of independence extends beyond daily chores and household management to the Amish approach to broader societal issues. A defining characteristic of the Amish way of life is their firm stance on self-sufficiency and their avoidance of government assistance. They believe that accepting government aid undermines their values of hard work, community support, and reliance on God. This perspective applies universally across Amish groups, though the exact interpretation of self-sufficiency can vary between different communities. For example, some Amish communities are more accepting of certain technologies if they believe it enhances their ability to maintain independence. However, all Amish agree on rejecting benefits such as Social Security payments, even though they continue to pay into the system through taxes. The Amish view these payments as a form of government dependency, which conflicts with their commitment to living off their own labor and the support of their community. Despite their efforts to maintain independence, the Amish comply with tax laws because they are legally obligated to do so. However, many Amish express a desire to avoid paying taxes if it were an option, as they generally see no benefit from government programs and prefer to manage their resources and welfare within their own communities. Reportedly, the Amish have long held the tradition of marrying within their community, a practice deeply tied to their cultural identity, religious beliefs, and commitment to preserving their way of life. Marrying a non-Amish person, often referred to as an outsider, is strictly forbidden under the Amish Ordnung, the set of unwritten rules that govern every aspect of their lives. This prohibition is rooted in both spiritual principles and practical considerations, ensuring the cohesion and continuity of their tightly knit communities. Amish marriage is viewed as a sacred covenant, not just between two individuals, but also as a union within the broader spiritual and social fabric of the Amish community. Central to this understanding is the principle of shared faith. By marrying within their community, Amish couples ensure that their household operates in alignment with Amish beliefs and practices. The Ordnung dictates simplicity, humility, and separation from the modern world, and a non-Amish spouse would likely struggle to adhere to these values. This could lead to discord within the marriage and disrupt the family's role in the community. From a spiritual perspective, marriage to a non-Amish individual could compromise the couple's ability to live according to their faith. The Amish believe that shared religious values are essential for raising children in the faith and maintaining a God-centered home. A spouse who does not share these beliefs would present challenges to the Amish way of life, particularly in areas like worship, child rearing, and adherence to the strict Ordnung rules. While rare, it is not entirely unheard of for outsiders to join the Amish community. This process, however, is neither simple nor quick. For an outsider to be accepted into an Amish settlement, they must demonstrate a genuine commitment to the Amish faith and lifestyle. This involves learning the Pennsylvania Dutch dialect spoken by most Amish communities, adopting the dress code, and fully embracing the values of simplicity, humility, and separation from modern society. Outsiders must also give up many conveniences of contemporary life, such as personal technology and modern transportation, which can be a significant adjustment. For those who succeed in integrating into the Amish way of life, the final step is baptism into the Amish faith. Baptism is a serious commitment, signifying that the individual has chosen to live according to the Amish faith and accept the responsibilities and expectations that come with it. Once baptized, the outsider is considered a full member of the community and is permitted to marry within the Amish. Despite the possibility of joining the Amish, few outsiders choose to do so. The transition to Amish life requires profound lifestyle changes and a deep understanding of their beliefs and culture. The Amish live with strict restrictions on technology, fashion, sexual relations are understood to be reserved exclusively for marriage. Within the bonds of matrimony, sex is seen as both a physical expression of love and a means to fulfill God's command to be fruitful and multiply. As a result, the Amish view family and procreation as central to their purpose in life. Children are considered blessings, and large families are celebrated as a sign of divine favor. Premarital sex is strictly forbidden in Amish communities. The Amish believe that sexual intimacy outside of marriage violates biblical principles and undermines the sanctity of the marital union. Young people are expected to remain chaste until marriage, and courtship practices, such as bundling, are designed to foster emotional intimacy without crossing physical boundaries. While the Amish do not engage in public discussions about these matters, the expectation of chastity is deeply ingrained in their upbringing and community norms. Homosexual acts are also forbidden in Amish culture, as they are interpreted as being contrary to biblical teachings. The Amish view marriage as a divinely ordained union between a man and a woman, with the purpose of procreation and mutual support. While these views may be seen as conservative by modern standards, they are consistent with the Amish commitment to adhering strictly to Scripture. Adultery is considered a grave offense among the Amish, as it violates the trust and sanctity of marriage. While the Ordnung does not explicitly address adultery, it is implicitly understood as unacceptable. The Amish rely on their shared faith and moral compass to guide behavior, and any breach of these principles is seen as a serious moral failing. Adultery not only affects the individuals involved, but also has the potential to disrupt the harmony and unity of the community. When moral transgressions such as adultery or premarital sex occur, the Amish emphasize repentance and reconciliation over punishment. The community strives to resolve issues in a way that restores relationships and maintains spiritual integrity. An elder or church leader may intervene to counsel the individuals involved, offering guidance and support to help them repent and amend their ways. This process is undertaken with compassion and a focus on forgiveness, reflecting the Amish commitment to living out their faith. However, if an individual refuses to repent or continues to engage in prohibited behaviors, the Amish may resort to shunning, or meidung. Shunning is not employed lightly and is reserved for serious offenses that threaten the moral fabric of the community. When shunning is implemented, the individual is excluded from social and